Hey up, I'm in Norfolk, and I thought it'd be a fun and hopefully helpful idea to rate and review the accessibility of the places I visit. For context, I have severe fibromyalgia and I use a mobility scooter which I cannot stand up from myself most of the time, and I'm with my mum who is blind and uses a wheelchair, and my dad who is just the best dad in the world. So of course I can only comment on the things that impact us. I can't, say that it's good for somebody with a disability that we don't have, because we can't judge that. But I will try to be as thorough and mindful as I possibly can be. Time and Tide, Museum of Great Yarmouth Life. First things first, the parking might look a bit daunting at first glance. You might arrive there and think like, oh my god, this is not doable, and just turn away and leave. I most certainly had my reservations about the place. When I first saw it, I thought, my goodness, this is never going to happen. The only reason we kind of persisted and went was because we knew that a carer could get in for free, so you would think that if a carer can get in for free, that would mean that it's accessible. Otherwise, don't give up, because you can just park in the surrounding area. If obviously if there are no cars there, if there are cars there, you can't park there. And of course, if you have a blue badge, you can park in the yellow lines, double yellow lines as well, which is what we did. And there's also a car park across the road with disabled parking, but I do believe there are only 2 spaces, so bear that in mind. You can't go assuming that you'll get a spot, but I mean, no disabled person goes anywhere assuming they'll be able to park. The amount of times that we have to just give up and go home. But it is a small and quiet area, so, and we went in the middle of the day and had no problem at all. So also be aware that you will have to cross. I don't think cobble is the correct term. They're not quite cobbles, but that kind of like bumpy terrain kind of thing, which can be uncomfortable if you're like me and your back seizes up whenever it so much as gets mildly spooked. But it's a very short distance, and again, I personally had no problem with it. And if we'd have actually done our research in advance, we'd know that you can actually contact the reception in advance and let them know you have trouble with cobbles or whatever it is that it's called, because it's not cobbles, but it's that kind of thing. You can contact them in advance and say that you're going to have trouble getting there, and they will assist you. I'm not sure how, I'm not sure what it is that they do, but that is something that they say they will do on the website, so bear that in mind as well. If you hear that it's cobbled and you think, no, that's not doable, contact them anyway, because they might be able to help. There is as you go into the entrance, you go into the gift shop, and there are like 3 or 4, a small amount of stairs down to the reception desk, and there is a lift, like a mini lift, not like it's not fully enclosed, it's like the kind you'd get out of a football ground for wheelchairs. I believe it was new. I think they said it was new as well, but it was quite narrow. It was the perfect size for a manual wheelchair, but not for a mobility scooter. So if you get there and you find that your mobility device is too big for that lift, then they will let you in through the gate, and you can go into reception, gift shop area through the exit and back out again. It was very clear and very easy for me to turn around, which I'm honestly not used to. Usually gift shops are not arranged with accessibility in mind. So that was a really pleasant surprise. There are 2 lifts up to the first floor, one at the start and one at the end, so you don't have to trundle all the way back to the beginning, which I have known before. It's not pleasant to go the wrong way, for forcing poor, unsuspecting people to just get out of the way, like at primary school when a car would come into the thing. I don't know if that's a universal experience or if that was just us. Did you have cars coming into your primary school place? Anyway, I mean, I'm not mowing anyone down, but still. There's a small cabin that you can go to along the way if you're feeling overwhelmed or overstimulated, or you just need to have a calm down for a bit. I know that if I'd have gone there a few years ago, back when I was having to walk everywhere, feeling like I'm about to turn into sea foam at any minute, I would have so appreciated that moment to sit and relax and try and cope. Disabled toilets are amazing. You go down a wide corridor and you're there, and that's it. There's no tight corners, it's really easy to turn around. And I noticed that they had a little basket in the corner with free sanitary towels and tampons, which I have never seen anywhere before. I've never seen free ones in a basket. I've seen STs and tampons before. It's not free in a bathroom. Usually they're like vending machine type things with all the condoms. They also have a lot more features for disabled people that we personally didn't use. For example, if you are visually impaired but still have some sort of vision, because like only a small percentage of blind people are 100% blind, you can, like, maybe it's like a pinprick, or maybe it's extremely blurred or extremely dark. Anyway, if your visual impairment is one that is worse in the dark and you would benefit from this, then obviously with it being a museum and having to preserve things, the lights are very strictly controlled and it is quite dark throughout it. So if you need one, they will provide a torch for you, which is just something that I think a lot of people wouldn't have thought about. And there's so much more. You know, if you have any struggles at all, look at the website and you will no doubt find something beneficial to you. You can find a document on the website that basically tells you what everything is. It shows you photos of like the entrance and stuff so you can judge in advance. I mean, they really did think of everything. I wish it wasn't, but this was such a rare experience for me. And it just absolutely made my day. You just don't usually get considered like this as a disabled person. You really don't. And I just loved this and I highly recommend it. Basically, aside from, you know, the stairs, anywhere you can walk, you can scoot or wheel. It's brilliant. I've never known a place to be so thorough. I don't know if they had a disability liaison or like feedback. I have no idea, but I am so impressed. I have never been to a place this accessible before. And it was only £7. Bloody hell. There was so much stuff. You'd go through one corridor and you think, surely that's the end, and then all of a sudden there's another corridor and another and another, and there's just so much. Like, how on earth did you fit all of that into what looked like such a tiny space from the outside? It was a TARDIS. It was amazing. You will leave with the Tetris theme going around your head though. Consider yourselves warned. Oh, is that that's one of those things for people that couldn't have like air raid things in the garden? So they had one that was like a coffee table that you could then climb under. Sure, that's it. That's that. I miss having to have an entire stand for your TV and being able to just run your hand over the static. Also, who in their right mind would have a Mr. Blobby on their bed? Also, do you like my makeup? I was trying to be clever. I don't think you can actually tell now. This, it changes colour depending on the light. So it's like red, orange, and then this changes between yellow and green, and then blue and purple. That's it.